Hey guys, how's it going? In a previous video, we have talked about on how we can implement a create to do feature, and now we are going to implement the update to do feature. But before we do that, I just want to fix some code that we just write in the previous video. So here in our views.py, I'm going to change the reverse function. We don't need this function anymore, so we just write redirect and home. And the reason why we use reverse is because reverse is actually converting this home name into an absolute URL of our route. So here our home name is our slash, so the reverse function will change our home into a slash. But in the latest version of our Django, we don't need to use that anymore, so we can just write the redirect and then our named route, because redirect function is clever enough to know that how to convert the named route into an absolute URL. So here we can remove this reverse, and here we also want to go to our home.html, and instead of using edit button, we are going to use complete button like this. So instead of editing a single to do, we are going to complete a to do, so it marked as a completed. So we can create a new view which called complete to do, and we also get the request parameter, and here we want to return also redirect back into our home page. And here we want to get our to do and update the is completed field into true, and we also want to save it into our database. So here we are going to fetch a single to do by running to do equal to get object or 404, and this function is imported from this Django shortcuts, and this function will get a single object from our database, but if that object doesn't exist, we get a 404 error. So here we specify what object do we want to fetch, which is our to do, and we want to get the primary key equal to primary key, which we get from here. So here we want to have a parameter which is our primary key, so we can specify what to do we want to update. So here, if we have successfully get our to do, we can update our is completed equal to true. So this will update our is completed field into true. So now we can to do dot save. So this will save our object into the database, and then we redirect back into our home page to get our result. So here we want to register our completed to do into the urls.py. So here we can just pretty much paste here, and it should be update or maybe complete to do, and should be right here too, and this should be complete to do, and we want to import from here. Yeah, so we can go to our home.html, and here we can say URL and our complete to do, and then we need to specify what to do we want to update. So here we can pass the to do dot primary key. So in that way we are passing the primary key into the complete to do URL, but in our urls.py we need to tell this route that we want to get that primary key. So here we can say int and pk. So here we are getting a primary key which going to be parsed into a integer. So if we save it and reload our browser, and we got no error, and if we complete our to do, nothing happens. And why? That's because we don't show that our to do is completed or not. So here we can go to our home.html again, and here instead of just using this to do title, we want to check with if statement. So if to do dot is completed, we also want to end this if statement, and we get the else. So if the to-do is completed, we can just say to-do dot title, and I'm going to tell that this to-do is completed by just saying completed like this. But if the to-do is not completed, we can just say to-do dot title like this. And if we save it and we go to our browser with refresh, now we can see that our learn Django is completed. And there is a shorthand syntax for this code, which we can say like this. So we remove this code, and here in our completed, we can wrap this into our if statement. So here, to-do dot is completed, and we end this. So if the to-do is completed, we can just say this completed. So here, if we refresh, we get an error, and this error is because we don't say if right here. So if we refresh, and we can see we get the same result as before, but with a better code, with a better syntax. So cool. So that's it for updating the to-do by marking this to-do as a completed, and we pretty much can do everything like this. We can just complete like this, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.